see caught in a red side. Guess that doesn't matter yet. Oh, what is that? Oh goodness. All right, here we go. Yep, Sky Scent. Sky Scent. Grand Rising, angels. Hello, Irish. Grand Rising. Hello, Rebecca. Hi, beautiful angel. I was just over on Star Maker singing Chicken Fried with a friend. Have a little bit of chicken fried. A cold beer on a Friday night. Hello, Flower Power. Such a great song. Speaking of chicken fried, I miss Chicken Fried over here. Chicken Fried. I hope we see him today. Right? It is catchy. And the words at the end are so beautiful, right? Our freedom. It's an awesome song. There was no reason. And then I looked up and it was like 58 after. I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go. Hello, April. Hi, beautiful angel. I'm getting more and more confirmation about the Son of Orion. More and more. Other people got the same memo. Other people got the same information. You know, if there's other groups out there doing it, that's freaking amazing. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Right, Irish? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yep. But there are no coincidences. Yes. It's supposed to be, Betty. It's supposed to be. For me too. For me too. But I feel like it's doing something for me. Hi, Wendy. Hi, beautiful angel. It's definitely, it's changing my DNA. I can feel it almost. It's like I can feel it. I know it's doing something. I bet, Irish. I bet. Me and him are... we agree on a lot of things. The only thing I don't agree with him, and he knows it, I don't keep it from him that I don't agree with it, but I don't agree with the juice stuff. I don't agree with that. To reach nirvana, there's so many other ways you can do it than with, artificial substance that your body makes by itself. Hi, Cindy. Hi, beautiful. Hi, BX. Hello, hello. But other than that, we are pretty much on the same page with our teachings. Hi, Christina. Hi, beautiful. Yep, right. We are soul family. We established that years ago. But just because I don't agree with that part of his teachings, we're not going to teach the same exact way. Hello, Rebecca. Hi, beautiful angel. Hi, Victoria. Hi, beautiful. Hello from Texas. Just got off of work. Oh, well, welcome into the Butterfly Sanctuary. This is Ascension Class. Stay, you just may learn something about yourself, about your higher self. Your butterfly self. More adventure. Your butterfly self. For this plan. The plan for this plan. Oh, that's awesome. Well, you know what? Even things that you find about yourself that aren't so good, you can turn them around and make sure you're forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for anything that you think, because everything that you are is perfect. You are a perfectly imperfect being. Yay, you're going to see your mama. Oh, I saw. That's awesome, Christina. Yes, we are all excited for you, darling. We are all excited for you. There we go. Beautiful. It sounds like you are evolving, more adventure. You're evolving into the being that you're meant to be, your highest self. That's a beautiful thing. That's an absolutely beautiful thing. Hi, Mark. Hello, darling. Welcome in. I am both on YouTube and TikTok today. So if you see me talking to people that aren't there, then they're in the other app. More Adventure is new to our YouTube. TikTok. Grand Rising Trina. Hi, beautiful angel. And by the way, More Adventure, if you found my page, you are an angel. Ooh, that was just confirmation. Oh, thank you, Christina. Ted TT, this might not be the room for you, darling, because we don't talk about that in here. Oh, yes, Rebecca. This is a room of love and light and higher consciousness. This is Ascension Class. Rebecca, I'm sending you a big old hug out there, darling. Aww. Absolutely, you can. Anyone can ascend their consciousness once you decide to, once you choose to. Your consciousness will ascend and you will come to the 5D. But you have to forgive yourself and you have to forgive others and you have to love yourself unconditionally. And with that comes love for others. The 5th dimension. Get out of the matrix. As long as you're not hateful, you're welcome to stay. Oh, wonderful. Well, then you're in the right place. You're in the right place. And there's my restriction in TikTok. Gotta love TikTok. All right, guys. That was sky sent because we are all sent here from the stars. And we are going to get right into Spotify. Our rainbow butterfly list. And let's see. Yesterday we did it from YouTube, but Simple Man's coming on. Simple Man. If you hear a song that reminds you of a past loved one, it is them coming in to say hello, to let you know they're always with you. And also Spirit leads us in our music in this room. And this is our room. See that big old butterfly with all those names on it? Those are all people that have empowered themselves, that are ready to ascend and are working on the ascension. There he is. There's Country Fried Hillbilly. I knew I was going to see you today. Ted. You know what? She's here. She's here with you right now. Maybe she led you to our room. What do you think, guys? What do you think, Country Fried and Trina? You think Ted was led to our room today? Yes. So, Country Fried, I was over on Star Maker this morning and sang Country Fried, the song, Chicken Fried. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So she's sending out a big old hug to you, Ted, saying, I am right here with you. Right here with you as you ascend, brother. That's what she's saying. Okay. Let's do our cards for the day. Let's see what other messages we have today. And we have Aurora Ray. We have a message from Aurora Ray on decisions. And we're going to get right into the Anna, grandmother of Jesus. So we've got lots to cover today. So let's get going. I know. I knew I was going to see you today. I knew I was going to see you today. Yes. All right. Here's our chakra wisdom. Our chakra wisdom says the throat chakra, expressing my feelings. We have been getting the throat chakra a lot lately. I allow my emotions to be fully experienced. I acknowledge feelings of grief, anger, or fear, and I make a conscious effort to express my emotions or resolve them within myself so that I can move forward freely. Yes. Grand Rising Cinnamon. Hello, beautiful angel. I let the unconditional love experienced in my heart be expressed through my voice and my creativity. I let those close to me know how much I love and care for them. I forgive all those who have done me wrong in the past, as well as forgiving myself, as I could not have responded in a more evolved way than I was able to at the time. Yes. Yes, you do, Rebecca. You sing. Yep. Yes, express through your heart. Yep. Another song I sang this morning was I Hope You Dance. Spirit said, sing that one for everybody. I also opened my room last night. My sometimes I'll open the room over there on Star Maker and sang Glow, because people are being reminded who they are at a soul level. And Glow is one of those catalyst songs. Yep. Here is our healing energy. Our healing energy says, unconditional love. My heart is free from resentment toward others. I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone and practice forgiveness. Practice forgiveness, not for them, for you. For you. Hurt people hurt people. Remember that. Hurt people hurt people. A new opening. When one door closes, I am confident another will open, and it will be for my betterment. I accept that life brings challenges and acknowledge the opportunity and learning they present to me. Serenity comes from within. Yes, serenity comes from within. And creation. Yes, I have the power to direct my life with a constructive attitude. I create what is best for my soul. I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into affirmative action. I act in the image of God and bring light into my life. Yes. Yes, I will, Rebecca. I'm probably going to do it again tonight. I met some really awesome people, and I would love to have you in there. I would love to have you in there singing together. Here is our Work Your Light. Our Work Your Light. It's Starman's coming on. Starman. Yes. All right. Work Your Light says Sisterhood of the Rose. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion. Priestess. Mystic. Teacher. Yes. Yep. When I open my room, it's around 6, 7, whenever I feel like opening it. If you go into Star Maker, if you have my room checked, you will. If I'm live, then it'll be in there. It'll be on. They'll tell you. It'll pop up. Sisterhood of the Rose. Yes. Starseed. There's a Starman. Ah! Starman's playing as we get the Starseed card. What lights you up? What lights you up? Yes, Starseed. Yeah, Spirit's been calling me over there a lot lately to do songs and meet new people. And take a break. We're always getting this, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. I just feel like we're too late in the game to take a break. I don't know. I don't have to listen to Spirit if I don't want to. Spirit says take a break. I say, nope, I'm not going to take a break. It's too fun living this life and expressing ourselves, right? Yes. Hello, Excalibur. Hello, darling. The water carrier, what really matters, reflect and reprioritize. What really matters? What matters? Being happy, right? Being fulfilled. That's what matters. Being fulfilled in this life. Life is too short. Life is too short. The pink dolphin. Oh, celebration, fun, unbridled joy, and have an open heart. The pink dolphin. And thank you. Thank you. Gratitude. Yes, it's David Bowie. Yup. Starman. Appreciating what's sustaining you, right? Oh, there really are pink dolphins. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for leading us all together every day. Thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for all the beauty you bring in our lives every day. Thank you for the protection and your wisdom and guidance, right? That's what we say. That's what we say. Hi, Reveal. Hi, darling. Our animal for the day. Oh, yeah. There's that Lyran energy. The lion. Higher calling. Higher calling. You have within you all the courage that you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Yes. Hi, Jen. Hi, beautiful angel. The lion, the Lyran. All of us have Lyran in us. All of us. Yes. I heard about the storms. How did you love? How did you love coming on? That's the only question we will have once we leave this plane. How did you love? That question will be the one catalyst into where we go from there. Right? How did we love? Right. Moon energy for our fairy card. Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Moon energy. Yes. Hello, Karen. Hello, beautiful. Welcome in, Peggy. This is Ascension Class. Here's our angel card. Our angel says, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Look into your heart and you will know the truth of this situation. It is safe to admit the truth to yourself, for we will support and guide you through any necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and the strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires, and they'll come to you upon angels' wings. Yes. Yes. Be honest with yourself. And our awakened dreamer says, blessed unrest. Even in moments of dissatisfaction, be grateful that your preferred experience is being highlighted in your awareness, elevated above the loud crowd of possibilities. Now your desire is undeniable, so you can move more powerfully in the direction of your dreams. Move in the direction of your dreams. Yes. Hi, Ashley. You just got being on a date with Jesus and God. That's amazing, Ashley. Here's our beautiful butterfly for the day. Lots of grounding energy, which we need. My intuition is strong and clear. I trust the voice within. Trust the voice within. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. You're going to get a baby duck. And there's you say. Yes. Yeah, me too, Rebecca. Me too. Love it. Here's our ascended master for the day. Lord Shiva, transcendence. Again with the hands. Rise up. Honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. What song did I tell you? I just sang in Star Maker this morning. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. That's my door. Dance with the universe. Love it. All right. There we go. Grand Rising Trey. Hi, beautiful angel. When I can't feel a thing. They are not. Not if you don't let them. Not if you don't let them, Rebecca. Yes, the reverse side is like my door. You're right. You are absolutely correct. Yep. I believe. It's always good. This is a message from Aurora. It's always good to make decisions as early as possible. Don't procrastinate. The greatest quality of life can come only through strong decisions and not through indecision. We also learn this through the Immortal books. Decision. That was the first key, remember? The first key. Oh, you had an ice storm last night. Wow. Is decision. The spiritual mastery. You are probably wondering. Let me turn this down a little. You're probably wondering, why is decision making important in life? To be honest, this is a good question to ask. There really isn't a simple answer to this question. However, I can talk more about the importance of making decisions and why they're so crucial in life. While decision making may be considered hard, it is a learned skill. We are often conditioned to make instant decisions based on things like emotions, facial expressions, body language, and more. But if you want to get ahead in life, in terms of career, business, and everything else, there are certain decision-making techniques that you can use. Oh, awesome. We often feel that we cannot decide about something. It is difficult for us to make a decision. There are a few reasons for this. The first one is indecisiveness. The second one is lack of knowledge. The third one is lack of grounding in a particular area. And the fourth one is lack of interest in the subject matter. The first reason may be due to an inner weakness or a lack of confidence. We are unable to decide because we are not sure about our own capacity or capability to do so. At times, it might also be due to fear or because of our inability to see clearly what is right and what is wrong. Or sometimes indecisiveness may also be due to laziness and lethargy. There can be different reasons behind being indecisive. However, all of them have one thing in common. They all have a weak mind as their root cause. In other words, indecisiveness means behaving like a weak person or a beggarly person. If you want to make decisions, you must know how to behave like a king or queen. You must develop the strength within yourself in order for you to make decisions easily and effectively. When we delay a decision, many forces begin to act upon it. They disintegrate it, and then you are left with fragments. In such a state, the center that was holding you together starts weakening. You become like a table with 4 legs that have fallen off from one side, or like a house with one pillar destroyed from one side, or like a bridge whose pillars have been destroyed on one side. Once your center is gone, you will find it difficult to stand upright in life, and you may fall very easily into chaos. It is said in the Gita that when there is no chaos in your mind, and when you have decided upon something, then there is peace of mind, because then all these fragments start functioning as a whole, and they support each other. Even if sometimes you take the wrong step, it's better to be wrong than undecided. Better to be partial than undecided. Better to make some mistakes than to be undecided. That's why it's always good to make decisions as early as possible. Don't procrastinate. The greatest quality of life can come only through decisiveness and not through indecisiveness. Decisiveness is not a virtue in and of itself, but it is definitely something to be desired. It is the ability to resolve a situation in a timely way, rather than being stuck in the middle of it for too long. There are many reasons why one might delay making a decision. Fear of failure, fear of reprisal, uncertainty, or simply inability to decide. There are endless examples of how indecisiveness can lead to problems and even failure. One may spend too much time thinking about possibilities and forget about the present. Yeah, rescue. One may wish to avoid confrontation by remaining undecided instead of having the courage to stand up for oneself. One may see an opportunity but decide not to take it because he or she doesn't think he or she can do it right at the moment. In this case, he or she may miss opportunities that will never come again. Hello, Enchanted Star. Welcome in, darling. A person of awareness can be decisive, for she or he has the capacity to take many viewpoints into account. He or she does not have to be trapped by one view. He or she can watch, listen to, and consider all the alternatives before taking a step. If you are afraid of making decisions, you will avoid facing life directly. You may even ask others to decide for you. A man who avoids making decisions cannot be aware of what he is doing because every moment presents a new situation to be dealt with. If you want to live without awareness, then avoid making decisions. Otherwise, your moments will pass in constant confusion and pain. When you see such an individual, you can be sure that however long they may live, they will never make any decisions because he or she will always remain in a state of indecisiveness. On the other hand, those who have made up their minds are not necessarily right, but those who have not made up their minds are certainly wrong. A person who is always vacillating and procrastinating, or who is always at the mercy of their moods, will not be decisive. He or she will also not be able to get anything done. Decisiveness is essential in any field, in science, in art, in business, in politics. But decisiveness is not an organized activity. It is a spontaneous activity. It happens when you are deeply and passionately involved in life. Then decisions follow naturally. There is no conflict inside you. No inner revolt disturbs your peace of mind. Your heart functions spontaneously and easily. And all that you decide flows out of a deep harmony within yourself. The moment the mind enters into a state of indecision, it creates conflict. There are many conflicts, many battles going on inside you all the time. You may try to keep them secret from others, but they will continue to go on until you reach a point where you are so confused that you have simply disintegrated into fragments with no center left to hold things together. The important thing is that each moment as it arises be faced with as much clarity as possible, and then followed through with as much decisiveness as possible, even if the decision is later found to be wrong. We love you dearly. We are here with you. We are your family of light. We are the Galactic Federation. Aho, Aurora Ray, Ambassador of the Galactic Federation. Remember, we learned through the Immortal series that we are every decision that we make. We are. As thinking out loud Thinking Out Loud is playing. What is thinking out loud? It's making decisions. Thinking out loud is being a decision maker, not a procrastinator. Right? Yes. Thinking out loud. Okay, we're going to get right into Anna because I can't wait. I love this Anna book. Yes. Brainstorming out loud decisions. Yes. Every decision we make makes us. Every decision. Right? Think about it. Think about it. We have the small decisions in life. What are we going to have for dinner? Or we have the big decisions. What house are we going to buy? Where are we going to live? Big decisions, right? What are we going to do with our time? What are we going to share with others? Right? Right. Be a decision maker, not a procrastinator. That was the lesson today. Yes, listen to the voice inside, your intuition. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, awesome, Ashley. I would love to hear your song you'd like to share. Absolutely. All right. So let's learn about Mary Anna's conception and birth from Anna, the grandmother of Jesus. Mary Anna's conception and birth. It was in early summer 22 BC that Joachim and I were invited by my son, Joseph of Arimathea, to accompany him on his next trip to Britain. Joyfully, after consulting with Joseph on this matter, Joachim and I were able to take 6 of our children with us: Andrew, Miriam, Josephus, Rebecca, Ezekiel, and Noah. We would begin with a visit to Alexandria, where we would leave Ezekiel to pursue his musical studies with Pythagorean masters. Miriam and Rebecca both desired to begin their Egyptian initiations. So it was arranged for relatives in Alexandria to escort them to Heliopolis. Then Isaac, who had been living in Egypt since his 18th birthday and was now ready to begin a new life, accompanied us from Alexandria to Massilia on his way to visit Jacob, who was living at a remote Essene community in the foothills of the Pyrenees Mountains. Ruth remained in Mount Carmel. Nathan had recently married and was living on his father-in-law's estate near Cana, and Luke was following his study of medicine in Jerusalem. Then, of course, there was my daughter Martha, who was now living in a beautiful home in Bethany, which had been built by her brother Joseph of Arimathea as a second residence. To our surprise, Joseph's wife, Eunice Solomon, decided at the last moment to join us. Her health had begun to wane after 2 difficult pregnancies and giving birth to their 2 daughters, Lois Salam and Susanna Mary. Sensing that her life on the earth plane was drawing short, she deeply desired to learn more about the other people who had been influential in her husband's life. Because of his frequent absences and lack of personal attention, she wished to create an eternal peace with him before her earth experience was finished. It would be the first time that she had traveled abroad, and she was determined to bring their daughters with them. However, Joseph and her concerned parents convinced her to leave them in their safekeeping. By late summer, all the necessary preparations had been made, and we took our departure from the new harbor at Caesarea, which had recently been built by the Romans for King Herod, about halfway between Carmel and Joppa. Traveling together in one of Joseph's larger freighting boats, we set sail for Alexandria, where we were met by our son Isaac, accompanied by the lovely young Egyptian woman who would soon become his bride. We stayed in Egypt for almost 2 months. We met with several remnant members of the Brotherhood of Tat. These wise teachers introduced Ezekiel into the Pythagorean mysteries of music. We also renewed family bonds with those of my daughter Ariana's many descendants who were currently living in Alexandria and Heliopolis. It was particularly satisfying to share Heliopolis and the ancient monuments of the Giza Plateau with Miriam and Rebecca. Andrew, Joseph, and Noah were quite taken with Egypt, but they were more intrigued by the stories I had shared with them about Britain, and they were eager to get there. With my son Isaac and his beautiful dark-skinned bride Tabitha, whose wedding we celebrated shortly before departing from Egypt, we made our way in a convoy of 3 freighting boats across the Great Sea to Marseille, where Joseph took on freight. We followed the coastline westward, and then mooring the boats at a village wharf, we proceeded by land into the Languedoc region. We joined our son Jacob at a recently established Essene community in the foothills of the Pyrenees Mountains. We visited this beautiful region for several weeks, where Isaac and Tabitha intended to stay and begin their new life together. Then we returned to our boats and continued on by sea. After passing through the Straits of Gibraltar into the Atlantic Ocean, we made our way northward along the coast of the Iberian Peninsula, across the Bay of Biscay, and around the peninsula of Brittany to the little community on the Isle of Mont Saint-Michel. After receiving a hearty welcome, we stayed for a week in order to replenish supplies and to make minor repairs. Then we crossed the Channel, skirted around the southern tip of Britain, known as Land's End, just ahead of gale-force winds and torrential rains. How glad we were to reach the first of several small ports on the western coast of Cornwall, where Joseph received the tin he traded. With God's good providence, we were installed within warm shelter by the time the storm railed against the rugged cliffs. Wow. When the seas were calm, we proceeded onwards to the flooded channel of the Severn River, which at that time was far more extensive than the inlet you now call the Bristol Channel. I wonder if this is anywhere near April, right? Because we do know that Heliopolis is where I am right now. Sebring, where I am in Florida, is the mirror to Heliopolis in Egypt. Sebring was actually named after Heliopolis, which means the city of the sun. The city of the sun. So maybe this is near April. We're finding a lot of synchronicities between the places that the grandmother of Jesus went through and traveled to, and us, right? When the seas were calm, we proceeded onward to the flooded channel of the Severn River, which at that time was far more extensive than the inlet you now call the Bristol Channel. There we go, right, Mark? After transferring to a small flat-bottomed boat, we made our way up the estuary of the Brue River to a cluster of islands about 12 miles inland from where the coastline is now located. We landed on the Isle of Avalon, meaning Isle of Apples, which formerly was also called Mystic Isle, and is now known as Glastonbury, or the Isle of Glass. Glastonbury is where Stonehenge is. Isn't it? Glastonbury? I think I'm right. I may be wrong, but I think so. Joseph led us through our beautiful orchard of apple trees to the top of the sacred Druid Mound, which is still known in your day as the Tor of Avalon. Yep, I've been to Scotland too. It had changed. I'm right. Okay, good. It had changed very little since the time of my first pilgrimage to Britain from Egypt around 300 BC. Indeed, even in your day, people from all over the world still make pilgrimages to this sacred site, which, as we shall see, was soon to become a bastion that preserved the early teachings of mystical Christianity. Yes. Westward of the Summer Isles of Avalon, there is a larger island off the coast of present-day Wales, which the ancient peoples also called Avalon or Mona. You know this highly esteemed sanctuary of the Druids as the Isle of Anglesey. After spending the remainder of the winter at Mona as honored guests of the Celtic Druids, we next journeyed further inland to the great monuments of massive blue stone at Stonehenge. I just said Stonehenge. Wow. Your grandmother's beach house was on Avalon Drive. Wow. We also participated in ceremony at the Serpentine Grid, composed of massive monolithic stones that you know as Avebury. There we go, April. There we gathered for the Beltane High Feast with the local high priest and priestess of the Druids to perform ritual ceremonies. The Celtic tribe that had adopted me long ago had passed on a tradition by which I could be recognized upon my promised return. A small, deep indigo tattoo in the form of a trident had been drawn at the hairline of my forehead, which, though much faded over the years, confirmed my identity. Right, April? There are no coincidences. So it was that I was remembered as one who had come from Egypt to Britain many years before. I was recognized as a Druid high priestess who knew of the lore and the energies of the Great Mother. Indeed, I was one who knew how to speak to the trees, stones, and the water. I joined circles of priests and priestesses worshiping at sacred groves and wells, bidding the opening of the earth and spirit worlds to reveal the most ancient stories of the wise ones who had come this way and still lingered. At Stonehenge, Avebury, and Avalon, I once again took upon myself the white robes of the Druid order. I drew the mist around me to create veils of time and space through which I stepped to the other side. In Avalon, I met with nature spirits, fairies, little people, unicorns, and giants. These you read about in your children's fairy tale books, yet indeed such ones do exist just on the other side of a very thin veil, and these still remain to teach humanity how to love the mother who provides all wealth and nurturing. Our travels took us to many sacred sites that deepened my love for this ancient land. Everywhere we went, even to the Northern Isle and Highlands, all rejoiced and gave me a solemn handshake, by which I knew that those who would come through me would be recognized and welcomed upon this land. I gathered high priestesses around me and told them all I knew about the coming forth of the incarnation of the goddess, who would birth the Son of Man. I anointed them according to their order and opened hidden codes of the matri-Christic Grail lineage. They in turn consecrated me to my destiny. All the while throughout our travels, Joachim was accepted as a brother. He was recognized as one from whom the Druid priests could learn while giving him the tokens of the Celtic Arcanum. Although there were times we were apart, for we each had our own work to accomplish, we came together at the high days for ceremonial communion, meeting with those of leadership position at their board for supper. We continued many of our familiar Essene practices, yet we were not unwilling to lay aside that which did not serve our higher purpose in joining as one with our Celtic brothers and sisters. It was during one of our last days in Britain, while visiting stone circles on Mona, that Archangel Gabriel made one of his unexpected visits. Joachim and I had gone somewhat inland to an ancient holy spring where a monastic druid order trained priestesses. We were invited to take sanctuary with these wonderful sisters. The head of the order was named Arian Rod, to whom we made known the wisdom and prophecy that the angel Gabriel had imparted to us. The goddess, a living embodiment of the Divine Mother, would be coming forth very soon. When I started these glad tidings, Arianhod and her priestesses took me aside to a special chamber where she brought forth drops of sacred oil and holy water from 2 flasks, which they used to anoint my entire body. Then they painted my body with pigmented clay, creating ancient spiraling patterns to anchor the goddess' signature and blessing. Thus I was consecrated unto my high calling. These beautiful sisters bowed to me. Seeing her presence all around me, already there was a glow radiating from my womb. They called themselves blessed to touch the vessel that would bear the daughter of the sun, earth, and moon, who would be called Mary Anna. So it was that after we had made our way back to Cornwall, where Joseph had several more freighting boats being prepared for departure back to Palestine, we enjoyed 2 more weeks among the people and green hills that I much loved. 26-year-old Andrew, 21-year-old Jophesus, and Noah, who was 12, was taken in to begin their initiations within the order of Druids. I had a session with someone that remembers this, all of being a Druid and stuff, working with Merlin. All 3 of our sons then made the choice to remain near the Isle of Glastonbury and Mona. After sharing reluctant farewells, it was time to depart the British Isles and make our way back to Palestine. We first returned to the Languedoc, where we rendezvoused with Jacob, Isaac, and Tabitha, who was now with child. We passed almost a month at their newly constructed stone and thatched roof home. Then we proceeded to Ephesus, which lies on the eastern coast of the Aegean Sea. Upon arriving in Ephesus, we were surprised to find a very stressed Judith and her new husband, Justinian, and a Essene brother who was also a Roman citizen. Yes, we had thought they would be in Carmel. They reported the recent discord that was mounting through the Palestine caused by King Herod's harsh edicts, immoral conduct, and insensitivity to the conditions of the Jewish people. This increased unrest motivated the Carmel community to relocate much of its library and population. Ever since the attack by Mark Antony's soldiers in 37 BC and the massive earthquake of 31 BC, Qumran was no longer regarded as a safe refuge and repository. Thus, Judith had come to Ephesus to create a small library, which would be the foundation of another Essene community. It would also serve as a common storehouse and hub for the dispersal of goods and records to the Essene brothers at their various remote outposts in the nearby coastal regions. After consulting with Joseph, Joachim, and I made the choice to remain in Ephesus to assist with the dispersal of records, some of which were scrolls that I myself had scribed over the years. These we took to remote hillside conclaves of the brethren, into very inaccessible caves. We took these records and left them with monastic brothers to keep in their custody. Some of these communities were the foundation of later Christian monasteries, which you have come to know through your history of the New Testament. Eunice Solomon's weak condition had rallied while in Britain, but the journey had become increasingly taxing on her constitution. By the time we reached Ephesus, missing their daughters and concerned for their well-being, Joseph took his ailing wife and newly acquired freight to Caesarea, and then on to her father's nearby estate at Arimathea, where their daughters had relocated during the parents' absence. Gathering up his family, Joseph pressed on to Jerusalem. We were to learn later that Eunice Solomon had died shortly after returning to her home. She had accomplished her purpose in going with Joseph, and with a great sense of peace, left her husband to carry on his important work. It was 12 years later, while acquiring an estate near Magdala on the west shore of the Sea of Galilee, that Joseph met a woman of high birth named Mary. As a young adolescent, she had rebelled against the strict discipline of her high priest father and married a Macedonian mercenary by the name of Philip. With this husband, Mary of Magdala, as she became known, had 3 children: Thomas, Matthew, and Susanna. Philip was often away from home and abusive when he was with his family. Several years after her husband abandoned her and their children, leaving them destitute, Mary of Magdala met Joseph in the marketplace. He asked her to become the primary housekeeper of his new home in Magdala. Soon thereafter, she became his mistress and intended bride. It was in late December of the year 21 BC, 1 month after we first arrived in Ephesus, that Archangel Gabriel visited Joachim and me one night. He had a way of surprising us, even though his visit earlier in Cornwall made it clear that our beloved daughter's divine presence had already begun to enter. We were both lifted up on high to meet with our beloved his Miriam, who now announced herself as Mariana, whose time had come. We took her to our bosoms and felt her presence descend into every cell of our bodies. Joachim also conceived the light, which was this one's presence, until he too was consumed by her being. Long as I Can See the Light is playing, by the way. We did not come together, as with the other 11, in the penetration of my womb with his seed. Into my womb came Mariana in totality, to fulfill the promise of virgin birth. And so it was that in Ephesus, the Divine Mother, incarnate in Mariana, returned to the earth plane. Yes. We stayed in Ephesus throughout my pregnancy. Only Judith remained with us until Rebecca and Ruth heard the glad tidings of my pregnancy and organized a small company of the Carmel community to be with me at Mariana's birth. Though my family seemed scattered to the winds on the inner, I was with them and knew all was well. So it was that the monastic pattern that consecrated children at an early age continued to give me opportunities to realign my maternal instincts and heart-filled desires. Although I admit that there were sore times of grieving the loss of my children, I continually surrendered my human will to what I perceived was a greater purpose and design. Thankfully, all my children had the support of communal family. The days passed harmoniously. The presence of Shekinah blessed my every hour. So did her supernal light increase in my being. It was an unusually blissful pregnancy. Not once was I ill, nor did my body suffer pain. I was taken deeply inward. There I beheld much of the divine plan, which would fulfill the prophecies of the chosen people, as the Jews like to think of themselves. Mariana grew very quickly within my womb, and it was less than usual 9 months when my time came for delivery during the sign of Virgo, or the Virgin. The last 3 months I was so taken inward that I chose not to speak. In silence, I bore witness to her grace. After Ruth and Rebecca arrived, our small community came to sit with me so that they could feel the holy Shekinah's glow. As they sat, they would dissolve in bliss. Joachim also glowed with Mary Anna's presence. It was not the kind of experience most men were accustomed to when a woman was with child. During those last 3 months, Joachim remained by my side. He felt all that I felt and went into the silence with me. At last, it was time for Mary Anna's full advent onto the earth. The stars were unusually bright that night. A cluster of stars wove a web of ethereal light directly overhead. Sirius beamed through our east window and was bright enough to cast shadows upon our limestone walls. The moon's thin crescent had already set in the west. Judith, Ruth, and Rebecca had for many days rehearsed and prepared every needful thing. They were constantly hovering over me, plying me with their concerned, questioning faces. I would wave them on, trusting that when the time came, they would be at my side. So it was that when my water broke and my contractions began, Joachim went forth to Judith's apartment and bid her come to our small upper room. My son Joseph had supplied every comfort, even a bed that was raised upon a platform, specially consecrated urns, washing pans, soft sheets of Egyptian cotton, sweet and astringent herbs, healing essential oils, and candles were taken from their storage basket. Judith, Ruth, and Rebecca were like angels, tending Mary Anna's completely pain-free birth. Joachim was invited to sit near my head. He too was feeling the force of the contractions as we both gave birth to the mother's return. My soul took flight. Just as the last contraction pushed Mary Anna's head to crown, my entire being exploded into light as Mary Anna's full presence descended through me and enveloped her small form. Her little body was received into Judith's gentle hands. Ah, what celestial music coursed through our hearts. After the birth was completed and Mary Anna was put to my breast, those who had come from Carmel slowly entered into our little room and knelt as if before an altar. Here was the mother of the new covenant. With solemn rejoicing, each soul placed a gift beside my lap. Such a warm welcoming. Mary Anna's dark auburn hair shone of molten gold highlights. Her skin was fair, and her eyes were a deep blue gray. All of the other children were dark-haired, with light to deeply olive-complexioned skin and brown eyes. Yet this beloved child was like polished alabaster, touched by the rose's palest of pinks. Joachim then brought forth the sounds of celestial music on his lyre, and I sang the goddess Hathor's lullaby of highest destiny, welcoming our newborn into this world. Joyously, with a flood of love and gratitude flowing through our hearts, we rejoiced and celebrated her coming. The Rose is playing right now. You just can't you cannot make this up. The group, by the way, the group she was talking about meeting at Stonehenge was the Sisterhood of the Rose. Joachim then brought forth the sounds of celestial music on his lyre, and I sang Goddess Hathor's lullaby of highest destiny. Flowing through our hearts, we rejoiced and celebrated her coming. All who were present knew who she was and vowed to hold her presence securely within our hearts. Thus the way was prepared. We each covenanted to protect her and support her initiations until all was fulfilled. We also knew that there were other women who had been and would yet be light conceived. These had come to Carmel to be instructed by me. There were other children who would come forth to prepare with Mary Anna, so that all the souls who had agreed before their birth could play their destined parts. Some would be, as it were, waiting in the wings. Human nature and free agency were taken into consideration. Nothing was left to chance. As every possibility was rehearsed in the ethers, should some turn away from the task at hand, overtaken by fear, then others would enter in. We knew that great strength, courage, and wisdom would be required to pass the tests soon to come upon us. What comfort to our souls to feel the Divine Mother's love, reassuring us that all was well. As the rose plays. And didn't we get the rose card today? The Sisterhood of the Rose, did we? Yes, we did. We sure did. We sure did. Wow. I have no words. This is just like, it's like written for us. It's just written for us. To remember. Comes the rose. Yeah. Big old boom. Big old boom. Ding, ding, ding. 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 4 minutes till snaps. It's always divine time. Always. Time for me to fly. Right, Mark? Always divine time. Been up and down for you. Yes, Cindy. Absolutely. Yep. Hello, Teresa. Hello, darling. Me feel like a thief. It's time for me to fly. I believe this song is playing for someone in here. Work it out. Confirmation is beautiful, isn't it? It's the magic. It's the magic, the confirmation. And thank you for being you, Mark. Not for the jealousy and the intoleration. They had to. Opals the Obelisk is here in New York City from Heliopolis. Yes, there's a pole where the obelisk is here in my town. It's a pole, though. It's not an obelisk. Me to fly. But the bottom of it is like shaped like an obelisk. I've brought you there before. I did a live once, and oh, it's the one from Heliopolis. Yes, BX, our sister BX, has touched that obelisk. She went on a mission where she brought her energy to each of the obelisks. I have no idea, Teresa. My account is very restricted. I've got restriction on it. Yes, we are here to help rise the divine feminine. It is time to fly. It's Cleopatra's actual needle. That's awesome. Enchanted Star. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love you too, Teresa. In Central Park. Yep. Yep. I know, Cindy. Where the dragons were with us, and wow, that was an intense mission we did that day with April as our head on that mission. We've done several missions throughout. The Rainbow Butterflies have. Yep. I was there when I was 12. I was at Stonehenge when I was 12. All right, guys, we're going to empower ourselves and create. It's time for snaps. Here we go. So this is our butterfly. All y'all are on here. And you empower yourself and create our new earth and the 5D and the golden age. This is our past loved ones always with us. This is also our room. And Forest Fairy, my phone's slipping out of my hands. Forest Fairy did that for us. And this is the dragon energy, the priest, the pan, the joker, the mother goose, the XOXO. We are safe in here. The magic, the time travel with the hummingbird. That's also us. That is, Steffi did that for us. We're always being watched over. Eyes are always on us. Our team's eyes are always on us. The Galactic's eyes are always on us. We are the rainbow butterflies of the Hopi prophecy, here to change the frequency of the planet. We are from the Grail line. And this is the song of the 144,000, where we give thanks for being who we are and for having the protection of Mother, Father, God. So we thank you, Mother, Father, that you have revealed to us your protective universal light, that within this light is complete protection from all destructive forces, that the Holy Spirit of your presence permeates us in this light, and wherever we will, the light to descend. And we thank you, Mother, Father, that you fill us with your protective fires of love, that within this love is complete protection from all destructive thoughts and feelings, that the consciousness of Christ is lifted up in us in this love, and wherever we will, the love to be inflamed. And here's a big old lucky hug for everyone in here, creating and empowering yourself. And we thank you, Mother, Father, that you are in us and we are in you, that through us your will is sent forth on wings of power, that your purpose is accomplished on earth as it is in heaven, and that through us your light and love and power is manifest to all the sons and daughters of mankind. Because we are the love, we are the light, we are the truth, we are. And divine love is working through us here and now to create the new earth and bring in the golden age. And this is our healing chain. All these people have asked us to connect our energy with theirs so that they can heal themselves. So however you do that, with light language, with Reiki, with crystal healing, with prayer. I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael and have him connect his energy to all these beautiful people, and we are going to send them love, light, and healing energy now. Only Jesus. Here comes the sun. Thank you all for that. Here comes the sun. We are star seeds, blossoms, roses, right? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, we're going to get into Eternal Words, the Immortal series. Remember, Joe's at lunch with Wayne, and they're talking about cliches. Did you call me Mama Tommy? All right. Okay. What were we talking about? An example of they were talking about getting the girl, right? They were channeling your energy the wrong direction to get the girl. We both were, I said, moving my napkin out of the way as the waitress delivered our meal. Let me give you an example. So this is their example of how they didn't get the girl. When you're at a swimming pool with mixed sexes, who do you suppose the girls find most interesting? The nice guy who wants to talk about his feelings, or the obnoxious one who throws them in the pool? The nice guy, injected the waitress as she was leaving. I don't think so, I replied. Come to think of it, said Wayne, it does seem as if the obnoxious guy was the one who wound up with the dates. Exactly, I said. But here is what I noticed. Girls I knew often told me what a nice guy I was. But when it came to dating, they wanted to go with the guy who threw them in the pool or treated them roughly in some way. I never thought about it that way, said Wayne. But I can see you're right. Maybe the guy who wrote the cliche about good guys finishing last realized all this. He paused thoughtfully a moment and asked, so did you start being a bad guy when you realized what was going on? Thank you, darling. I respect you too. The pool tosser. You know, I went for the bad boys, long-haired bad boys, and then after I got my first divorce from a narcissist that tried to kill me, then I went for the good guys. And that's how I ended up with the one I'm with now. 30 years later. So, yeah. But, yeah, there was a time that we liked the bad boys. I started experimenting with this bad guy principle, I replied. I discovered it has to be done right. In other words, there must be good timing. You can't just go throw a girl in the pool out of the blue. It has to be done at just the right moment. If the timing is right, then being the bad guy thing is a big turn on for them. If the timing is wrong, then they'll think you are a creep. Anyway, after a lot of trial and error, I finally figured out the right balance. Right? You know, subconsciously, I think I learned the same thing, he said. When I started getting dates, I quit trying so hard to be nice and was just myself. I think the missing ingredient is playfulness. You play like you're the bad guy while letting them know in subtle ways you're really a good guy. I think you hit the nail on the head, I said. Girls don't want a real bad guy. They want a guy who pretends to be a bad guy. It's too bad we didn't know all this back in high school. Probably a good thing we didn't, he said. We probably would have gotten ourselves in more trouble than we did. I did find something else, I said. When I got older, I lost interest in playing games and just let relationships happen naturally. I think females on the average did the same thing. I think both sides play a lot of games in their youth, he said, but seek to be more real in older age. Look at me. I don't try to play games at all anymore. In fact, I don't even try anymore. If someone comes along, fine. If not, fine. They'll just have to accept me the way I am. Then you might be a bachelor for a while yet, I mused. Believe me, when you meet the right person, there's a certain amount of change and compromise that has to take place. I think I'm too set in my ways to attempt a serious relationship again, he said. I tried it once, and that was enough for one life. Yeah, but you were not completely in love. Like I've said before, just once, I'd like to see you head over heels in love. That would be a sight to behold. Maybe so, he said, but a sight that is not likely. Head over heels, say. Isn't that a cliche? Yes, but that's kind of a borderline one. That's definitely a descriptive one, head over heels, kind of reveals a truth about love, but perhaps a frivolous one. I love this song. I won't give up. There we go. We are worth it. God knows we're worth it. Right. How about it is better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all? That's a good one, I said, writing it down. That contains a self-revealing truth. But do you think it is true? He asked. Actually, I've never come across a popular cliche which doesn't contain elements of truth. And the interesting thing is that almost all people will see it. The same is true of this one. I think everyone who has loved and lost still would not trade the experience for a vacuum. I know I have loved and lost before, but the experience is an ingredient of my makeup that I wouldn't want to be lost. Well, I've never really been in love, so I haven't really lost or gained. One thing about believing in reincarnation is that if it doesn't happen in this life, it will happen in the next, I said. So are you saying it's not over till it's over, he grinned. That's a good one, I said. And you just reminded me of another one. It's not over till the fat lady sings. I wonder what the fat lady singing has to do with anything, he asked. I'm not sure. Probably something to do with the end of an opera. In either case, they both convey the same idea. In other words, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Funny how these truisms, as you call them, just keep showing up when you keep the ball rolling with conversation. You're doing great coming up with new ones, I said. Anything else come to mind? Well, it's a lot harder when we're not in the middle of a thought. Let me see how this. Ideas are a dime a dozen. And there's Freebird. That one certainly is a true principle, I said. It's so much easier to think up an idea than to do the idea. You got that right. He who hesitates is lost, but hope springs eternal. I don't know if my brain can take any more of this, he said. You've been a big help, I said, writing more notes on the napkin. I can see that to get a complete list, I'm going to have to pay attention to conversation for quite a period of time. Wayne took a deep drink from his glass of water and changed the subject. Do these truisms have anything to do with that third key you were searching for? I think you said it had something to do with communion. It does have something to do with it in a roundabout way. These truisms are a means that humanity uses to encapsulate many truths in a way that they will not become corrupted. Remember last time we talked about the game of Chinese check whispers that we used to play and how the original phrase gets distorted. The advantage of a good truism is that it is difficult to distort. Yes, have a beautiful day, Country Fried. It was awesome to see you this morning. How so? Take a typical truism like evil prevails when good men do nothing. Anyway, when one hears such a truism, he remembers... Oh, I got to do a puzzle. There we go. When one hears such a truism, he remembers the idea rather than the exact words. As long as he remembers the idea and communicates the idea, then the communication will remain pure, even if a couple words are changed. I know. You're right, as long as the person receiving it is paying attention. Yes, I suppose that is the one criteria, but the advantage is that the truism is very easy to pick up and register as far as the basic idea is concerned. And once it is in the mind, it is rarely forgotten. Come to think of it, I can hear my mom now telling me, as a kid, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. And my mom, I added, don't bite the hand that feeds you. I told you I can't take much more of this, he smiled. Okay, I'll take it easy on you for a while. I took a sip of coffee and continued. As I said, the third key I will be writing about will be called communion. Here is basically what I have concluded since we last met. Spoken words are merely vibrations, which are symbols of some meaning or truth. Written words are symbols also, but composed of strokes, which are like big vibrations. In other words, words are symbols that we use to communicate, but as the words are passed along, the communication gets corrupted, just as the phrase does in Chinese whispers. There are two ways to overcome this corruption. The first is to go back to the original phrase and restore its meaning. This happens in the game when the originator of the phrase reveals to the group that which he first passed along. This instantly corrects all that was corrupted. The second way is to make the communication so clear that corruption becomes close to impossible. This is accomplished by concentrating on communicating a principle or idea rather than the actual words. This is the genius behind the truisms. They take a common sense idea and clothe it with a catchy phrase that makes it easy to pass on without distortion. These phrases, which contain unforgettable ideas, are called eternal words, words that do not pass away. Eternal words, Wayne said in contemplation. That's a catchy phrase by itself. Words that do not pass away. Isn't that phrase from the Bible? Yes. Jesus said that about his words, that they will not pass away. You've got to give credit to him there, he said. Even though there's not enough evidence to prove to scholars that he even existed, one cannot argue that the words attributed to him have endured and will continue to endure. Can you think of a time that the golden rule will not be in use? Good point, he said. So have you got this third key all figured out to your satisfaction, or are you still looking for something? I'm still looking, I said. I think I have most of the questions. Now I must find the answers. But even more important, I want to comprehend the whole principle behind effective communion. There are quite a few books already written on the subject, he said. Any idea as to what you are looking for that hasn't already been covered? This basic idea of eternal words has not been elaborated on as far as I know. This communion principle goes far beyond human to human. I think the real key lies in communion between spirit and human instead. Truisms from the Bible and the general consciousness of humanity represent the closest general humanity can approach divine communication. Human communication can be corrupted, but divine communication cannot. So you're saying that something like a picture is worth 1,000 words is a divine communication? Well, let us take one of the most divine phrases we know, like love your neighbor as yourself. The truism you just quoted presents a true principle in catchy language, just as Jesus did. In fact, you could even put the two truisms together like this. Seeing a demonstration of helping and loving your neighbor is better than speaking 1,000 words about it. So instead of having modern prophets and messiahs writing scripture, all we need to do to find the modern Holy Writ is to look for truisms in common speech, Wayne said, only half joking. When you think of it, that's basically what Solomon did when he wrote the book of Proverbs. And today, those truisms are considered scripture. Hi, Lynette. Hi, beautiful. So is there anything else in the modern vernacular you would equate with scripture? Like the words of Einstein, philosophical, or spiritual writers? Anything that paints a picture of a true principle would be eternal words or scripture. Sometimes this can be accomplished with the truism of a few words like still waters run deep. Other times it may take a whole book to paint an accurate picture of an idea or principle. It sounds like you have some good ideas to write about, he said. What is it that you do not have figured out yet? I sat back, took a sip of coffee, and replied, while it is true that we do communicate some ideas that convey the concept, there is still a lot of bad communication and corruption as illustrated in the Chinese whispers game. Have you ever woke up in the morning with an idea or an inspiration and then it's gone a few minutes after you get up? Yeah, I have that happen now and then. You have to really put a lot of attention on the idea or write it down if you want to keep it. And then there are times that you only seem to retain part of it, I said. A modern-day prophet or teacher has several problems in communion. First, even though he may receive the truest of impressions, he has the problem of interpreting it with his mind. Then his mind has to put the ideas into words that paint the correct picture. And finally, the picture may seem clear to him, but may be misinterpreted by the reader or listener. Then the reader may explain the writing to a friend, which corrupts it all the more. Wayne seemed to absorb what I said and replied, but if the teacher can clothe the ideas in what you call eternal words, corruption is then minimized. When you think of it, I replied, perhaps the most corrupted writings we have concern our history. They say the victor is the one who writes history. Since a lot of our history only presents one side of the story, there is probably a lot of distortion, even if written by the most objective historians. But you even have your eternal words related to history, Wayne said with a look in his eye that told me he had something clever to reveal. Really? What's that? Nursery rhymes. Nursery rhymes? I asked, somewhat puzzled. Most people don't know this, he said, but many of the nursery rhymes spring from true historical events. During much of our history, the people were not free to speak their minds about the leaders or events of the day. If they did, they were either tortured or executed. What they did instead was to translate the events into symbols in the form of nursery rhymes that were passed among the common people, but ignored by the authorities. The interesting thing is that people are now much more familiar with the nursery rhymes than they are of the history that they represent. This goes along with your idea that a principle or eternal words live on while the data is forgotten. That's fascinating, I said. You mean something like Ring Around the Rosie has historical meaning behind it? Yes. You guys, do you know the story of the Ring Around the Rosie? All right. Well, I'm going to stop right there. We'll learn some more about that tomorrow. I knew this. I knew about the truth in the nursery rhymes. And yes, in the olden days, even still to this day, if you, because we are being watched at all times, So if you say something that is hateful or hurtful towards someone that the general population regards as authority, such as a president or a queen or a king, you can actually get in a lot of trouble. You can go to jail for that kind of stuff. Still to this day. Back in the day, they just off with your head. Today, we'll be put in jail for it. We still have to watch our words, even though we are freedom of speech, right? But we still have to watch our words because they are always listening. They are always listening. You can trust that. Eyes are always on us. Both good eyes and not so good eyes. Yes. Yes. Achoo, achoo, we all fall down. Ring Around the Rosies was about the pox. About the pox. Yep. So yes. All right, guys, that's class for the day. Other than we are going over to at the very end of class, we're going over to our Discord to sing our song, the Song of Orion. Every time we sing it, you guys get to know it better. We are getting to know the rhythm of it, the vibration, the frequency of it, and it sure does make a difference in our own Cathara grids and the Cathara grid of the planet. So yes, I shared something yesterday in TikTok that was written, that was a video made by the Commander Lisa, and it had to do with the soul star chakra, right? It had to do with this right here, with this, which has sands from all the pyramids in it, all the vortexes and stuff. So, and it had to do with the Son of Orion. The Earth Star Chakra, our own Earth Star Chakra, and the planet's Earth Star Chakra. Yes. All right. So, if anyone would like to come up in here over in TikTok, you're more than welcome. You can listen over in YouTube, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the room, the gate. And when you guys are ready, you can come join me over in the gate on Discord also. So if anyone would like to come up, Ashley, you said you wanted to share a song. Anyone got any stories about this week? Yes, come on up. We love to have you up. Present with maps to escape. Wow.
Hey, Tommy. Hey,
hello,
everybody.
darling.
I just got to get my charger. One second.
Yep. Oh, that's interesting, Trina. Very cool. Can you believe it's already Thursday of this week? Wow. I don't know what that is. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you for subscribing. Just a little over $2 a month to subscribe. What's up, Ash?
So I would just like to start with you know how in class we were being told like how God like saves us every time and another one time and like another and another. He does not stop loving us and being there for us because God is love. And I know but yeah, I'm just like it's been a lot this morning and I'm just like I gotta share. And yeah, oops, sorry.
There's my Rosa.
But here it goes.
Yep, no worries. Love you too.
Starting the flame, God.
What song is that?
It's called Another One.
Nice.
Miracle, that's a miracle. Open door, after open door. Here it comes, so get ready for another one. There's another one on the way. Miracle, that's a miracle. Open door, after open door. Here it comes, so get ready for another one. 'Cause another one is on the way. It's by Elevation Worship.
Okay. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, they do.
Miracle, so get ready for another one. 'Cause another one is on the way. Miracle, that's a miracle. Open door, after open door. Here it comes, so get ready for another one. 'Cause another one is on the way. Another one.
I added it.
Another one is on the way. Another one. Another one. Another one is on the way. I've been waiting on you, God.
Love it, Ashley. Come join us over on Star Maker, girl. Come sing with us. You have a beautiful, beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you, Tommy. That's
I love
nice.
it.
It's like a 6-minute song. I don't want to take up too much of your time and everybody else's. So I just wanted to share about the music that I am listening to and just keep surrounding myself within. And yeah, I would love to join Star Maker with you, Tommy.
Join it.
Sing with you.
Get over there.
Thank you.
I love that. I love Elevation Worship. They're my jam.
They
Amazing.
They're
awesome.
so good.
I'm like, I need to go in a concert with them, and I'm just like,
yeah, right. Like I actually listen to Pastor Stephen Furtick every Sun. Well, I try to hit it every Sunday, right? But definitely during the warfare, I did. Do you have to
right? We were shining together as cancers.
Absolutely. Like I love him. He actually during the spiritual warfare that I was going through, I remember when I was like at my wit's end, I was done with it. I was dealing with him, like my ex. He had all of the entities on him, and I was hearing them and seeing them. It was horrendous. But then we moved into a very haunted hotel on top of it. Like, it was in Niagara Falls, and this hotel was so horrific. And it just, like, compounded everything. It was the worst. Like, I mean, entities were attacking my dog, and, like, it was just a scene from HE double hockey sticks. It was horrible. And I was on my knees, and I was praying to God, and he answers my prayers. Like, he was always with me, so I knew if I talked to him, but whatever. I'm on my knees, and I'm praying to God. I'm like, you know what, God, if I just knew how this story ended, if I just knew how it ended, like if I had like a glimpse, if you gave me a little taste of how this ended, then I can go through with this. But I said, I'm getting tired, right? And then the very next day, Stephen Furtick was on, my girl, and they sang that song, Victory, for we know how this story ends. And I'm like, oh my God, shut the front door. Like, I mean, he was answering my prayer real time, right? Real time. And when I was done with it, I took off my headset because I was in a hotel room with my ex who was possessed. So it's not like I could listen to worship like random in the house. So I mean, I had my headset on. I was listening through my TV on my phone. And when I took off my headset, I heard a choir of souls sing, "For we know how this story." And in that moment, it's in my book. It's crazy. In that moment is when I realized that it wasn't just my daughter, who I already released to help save, and the good soul that was trapped in this huge red abyss that I was trying to get at. It was multiple souls. And I, like, as soon as I heard them, I saw them and I recognized them. I know, like, I was going through these meditations where all I was seeing was these eyes kept on coming at me. Right. But I was like, it was so beautiful. Like, in these, I saw all these eyes, and then eventually within all these eyes came faces, and they were different races and ages, and like there were so many different people, and I kept on wondering what they were. And in that moment, I realized that that's who I was seeing, was those souls. My Lord, I fell to my knees and I begged for the mercy of God to fall upon us right now. Like, I did everything
for showing me that.
It was so huge. It was so huge. And I begged for their freedom. And then the very next day, again, I was brought to the abyss. I was brought by two angels on either end, and I was standing on top of this abyss, and I was watching these lights being lifted out, like they were all coming out, and there was angels that were coming, 2 angels per soul that was being released out of this abyss. Like, it was, so yeah, Stephen Furtick, like, I can't wait for the opportunity to be able to go see Elevation Music live in my town. Right?
I always want to see their pop-ups, but I'm like, I can't go to it. I don't even have the transportation. Oh, it's like, I get so frustrated.
Well, even the pop-ups, like, that would be great too, to be able to join in on that type of worship with a group of people would be, I've always said, like, that's what we need in this town is a place that brings in, like, I used to, once I went to a church that brought in the jam, that brought in the Holy Spirit, that made people giddy and drunk on it, that people were falling over in the aisles, and the horns were being blown, and people were dancing and moaning all over the place. But in that moment, when that happened, when people were drunk in the Spirit like that,
everybody's in and not just me.
right? Angels, man. I would open my eyes. I had my eyes open, and I would hear the room singing. And then I would close my eyes, and I would hear a choir of angels. And then I would open them again, and I would just hear the room. And then I would close them and hear angels. I'm like, wow.
My spiritual awakening 101, but bigger.
I needed you guys this week. Oh my God, it's been heck. I'm literally right now, I am living in faith and trusting God's way, because it has been heck. I have 2 weeks to move.
Bold, strong faith, Lynette. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Because honestly, like, I have 2 weeks to move. Things keep on happening that deplete my funds to move. Like, now I got a flat tire, and then I had to get a
surrendering and letting go everything that's superficial in my relationships. I'm like, no.
This is like, they're telling me, I'm hearing like, there's so much I gotta share. Oh my God. Okay. First off and foremost, my daughter, I told you all she was pregnant. She went on the boat about like she was only 2 weeks, so she could take a pill. She wasn't quite. She was tottering on it because she wasn't quite ready. Whatnot, and I was in heavy prayer for this past week over this, like heavy prayer, and trying to reassure her, because it's all about funding and money, and I'm in this situation right now which doesn't help her ultimate decision, right? Because like, how am I supposed to help if I can't even help myself? And I'm like, and I was trying so hard to talk her out of it, and she said her appointment was for Thursday, today, and okay, and then I was praying, and I was using my pendulum, and when I use my pendulum, it's amazing. My eyes flicker and I go into this trance, and where the when the pendulum is swinging, I actually hear words being said as well. So it's more of an explanation.
Yes, our pendulum,
and that's exactly it.
To your
Trey,
subconscious, and that's really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Right, so Trey, exactly it. It's all for a reason. More stuff, opportunities coming in, and that's exactly it, right? During this pendulum experience, they told me that because she already was having cramps and spotting, right? She was already cramping and spotting. So they told me that there would be a medical issue, and that she needed to end up. She was going to surrender her baby, like she had to end the pregnancy, because like eventually she would have found out there was medical issues, but and it would have devastated her more, is what came through, than her, because she would have found out it was her girl that she wanted, you know what I mean, and it would have hurt her so more than her surrendering the baby now, and then all divine timing, right? So yeah, that was hard, and I've you know what I mean. It's so humbling though to look at myself now. And I had that instant reaction of selfishness and crying, right? And mourning the grandchild that I didn't have. And, going through those selfish moments. But it only lasted but a moment. I shook myself out of it so fast. And I was like, but are you okay? Right? But are you okay? And you know what I mean? It was good to be able to not, like, to stay out of me and me and move into her and what she needs and what a strong decision she made.
Mindful and thoughtful, exactly.
Like, so it's just humbling. It's humbling to be able to look back, and now it's humbling again right now with what's happening in my life. Like 2 weeks, my people, 2 weeks, and my Lord, like I have a place to go. I can obviously go over to my daughter's till I save up enough money, but she's an hour away from where the majority of my work is because I'm a housekeeper, right? So, but and my car just keeps on giving me heck right now. But whatever, I'm just going with it, trying to figure it out. But yeah, so been really stressful. I was supposed to work today. I'm not now because my car is in the shop, which did tears, which means I had to reschedule the cleaning for Monday, which I mean, and a tire costs so much money. I should have just bought new. Anyways, yeah, it's been crazy. So, but I've been sitting here praying, and thanks, E-Snake. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Just staying in faith. I'm just staying in faith. Like the pendulum also told me that I'm supposed to be moving into a house, right? And I'm like, how is that supposed to happen? Well, I'm going to trust that it's going to happen and not worry about the outcome and just let it come in, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Just let it come in. We are vessels of love. We are expressions of the divine. You got me crying, Ashley.
That's a good song. That's an awesome song. Hey, Enchanted Star. Who else is coming over? We got about 11 more minutes. Come on over. The gate's open. Hey, Amy Lynn. Woohoo! We got Amy Lynn in there. We got Amy Lynn in Discord at the gate. Ready to sing the song of Orion.
I am going to open up my computer and see if I can download this Discord onto my computer.
Yay!
Where's everybody
See if I can get on it.
Let's sing this.
It's at 11:11, girl.
I know.
Divine time.
So, needless to say, I won't be doing book club on Monday either now.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah. Yep. And we can all chit chat together here in Discord all at the same time. April, hi, beautiful.
Hey, I'm on the bus. I'm just about to get myself and sing.
You, my beautiful, amazing family
Hmm.
that I've not been able to talk to.
My goodness, yeah, it's been a little bit crazy. Like, if the prayers have helped, the pendulum has helped, the divine guidance has helped. Like, the pendulum inside too. Like, I'm like not just worried about exterior. Like, I know we have an internal pendulum, right? We have our internal truth. So, but yeah, and then my dreams have been nuts. Like horrible, crazy. Some of the worst. Like, it's been rough, man. It's been a rough month. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot of cleaning, but out with the old, in with the new, right? You gotta keep.
Well, isn't that what March is supposed to be for? Anyways, we're supposed to like let it all come up, get rid of it. You know, Happy New Year, baby.
Yeah.
New Year, new me. Enough with all the BS lies. The roses are blooming. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I do? I go on Play Store? How do I get it on my computer?
Yeah, it's Play Store. Just Discord. Actually, do you have TikTok on your computer?
No, I don't even know how to do that.
Okay.
I'm horrible for this.
It's okay.
This is what I mean. This is why.
I can send you a link to your email if you want.
My email?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be amazing.
All right.
Can you do that?
I'll do that. All right.
I can open that on my computer. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm at work, so I'm about to go to this crystal shop, but I haven't gone in yet. So if you've got 10 minutes, I might switch my camera on and show you guys.
Yeah, put your camera on. I would love that. Let us see.
I'm just going to go in there and introduce myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've never been. It's right opposite where I work, and I'm always late. I'm half an hour early today, so let me see if she's open. Oh, it's nice shop.
All right.
Oh, I'm going to show you the shop though. Look at the name. So this is the crystal shop opposite where I work. All junk and disorderly.
Cute.
It's closed.
Okay. So that link should help you get it set up. And it'll bring you right to my right to the Discord. We've got Earth Angel, Amy Lynn in there, Enchanted Star 144, me, and Pepsi Lady. Ready to sing the Song of Orion, which does so many awesome things for us.
So I might go live later though, just to go live and chat.
Awesome.
Like, just to do a live. Like, if you see me on, just pop in and say hi if you can. Show your support, because I get super nervous going on. Like, super nervous. So if you see me on, you know my heart's shaking already. Just pop in. Calm me down.
If I see you, if I get on there, yep.
Yeah.
I finish work at 9:30. I think that's, what's that? 8, 7, 6, 5, that's about half. A minute. And then I'll come back.
We got like 11 more minutes. Did anyone else want to come up and share anything in TikTok?
Oh, everybody's in TikTok. Okay.
TikTok and YouTube. Yep.
Well, I saw you in TikTok. I remember you saying Discord.
Yes, we sing it together in Discord, where 3 or more are gathered. So
That's
yeah.
why I'm in Discord. That's
Yep.
why I got guided into Discord.
Yep.
Okay.
There's Mark. Hey, Chris.
I'm gonna go say hi to everybody real quick, and I will be right back.
Yeah, of course. Got time.
Hey, Mark. Yes, sweetie.
Can you receive anything? Can you receive? Do you have any app that you can receive?
The only place that I know of that I can receive, because I don't know anything about is I'm trying to remember the name of it. I saw your question. It's that one that can go from the States to America. It's been around the longest.
PayPal?
PayPal. That's it. Yeah. That's all I have. But that's okay, sweetie. You know what? God will provide. I'm sure. I don't know how to. I've never accepted donations. That's never anything I've ever done in my entire life. I don't even know. I think someone may have given me $20 when I hitchhiked once, but.
Well,
There's Pepsi.
we can help each other as we can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you if that's what you feel called to do. But I don't think, I don't even know. It's so stupid right now at this point, right? Like, I don't even know. I can't even at this point, like my mind, I'm a little dyslexic. I swear I might be a little bit, what do you call it? What do you call it when you're on the spectrum of something? Spectrum of something. Some sort of spectrum, right? So I mean, I just... when a lot of pressure comes into my mind, like when there's a lot of things coming from every direction, usually I just shut down because it's too much to deal with, right? Like it's just, I can't. So then I go into the, okay, what do I have to do right now? Like today, this hour, right? Because all I can think about is right now. So I can't even fathom what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah, it really does. It puts you in the right now moment. It really does. Yeah, it sure does. It really does.
I was talking to the police yesterday here. Okay, I told you guys about last Saturday and how crazy it was with the children and everything.
Yeah.
The police stopped. We've been really slow, the last couple of nights. So the police stopped and they're always stopping and talking to me, the police officers. And these guys stopped and talked to me last night. We had a great conversation, but they said, don't worry, we're already ready for next weekend. I'm like, good, because I don't need to see that shit again. I had to call the angels down. They all started laughing. I said, you can laugh all you want, but I called the angels down. You gotta remember, when you're in a sticky situation, that's something that I've just been really, really getting in touch with lately, is God saying, Amy Lynn, you have divine authority. You have the power. It's in you. Just call them. And you're gonna be blown
Absolutely.
away. I was, man.
I've been getting a lot of those messages lately too. When I had my first encounter with Yeshua that I mentioned last week with Christina on the panel here, when that happened, I had these lights. Like, it felt like my hands got warm, like hot, and they were telling me, they were telling me that I have, you know what I mean, that I have the authority, and this pendulum has been so on fire, and I've been glitching. My eyes have been glitching. So things are happening. Messages are coming through. It's just so difficult sometimes, right? Okay, so I'm getting on here. Let me just do this. I'm going to mute.
Well, as you were speaking, Lynette, I just saw a white dove fly. So
That ain't confirmation.
You're going to be all right.
Love it.
I love you guys so much.
Well, I was talking to Tommy on the phone. Was it yesterday, Tommy, or the day before? It doesn't matter. We were talking while we were having this conversation. I'm sitting right here in the window, and a butterfly is just flapping around in my window. I'm like, yep, hi. Okay, well, we were having a conversation.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, definitely. And I've not had any time for myself these last couple of days. It's just been, so I'm very grateful to be able to be here with all of you today, because I'm out here getting it and taking it and moving and just, it's so grateful.
Yeah, me too. I'm in between jobs.
With all of you.
Yeah, I've got half an hour and then I've got to get back to it. So perfect timing.
Yes.
I got awoke for it today, man. Get in there with your sisters. Sing that song.
Yeah, of course you can. Come sing. Absolutely. I mean, I can have up to 9 people up here in TikTok singing, but, you know, we can have 50, 100 in Discord. So, yeah. I just want a place where everyone could come, you know?
It's definitely a powerful song.
Yes. It absolutely is. For the planet and for our own selves, for our ascension.
Okay, I think I'm in.
Yeah.
It's only taken, what, 2 years? Okay. All right, so now I find you. Rainbow butterflies. Okay. Join the voice.
There you go. Did you just come in? There you are.
She's in.
Yep.
There I am.
Yep.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
Like I said, I can have 9 on TikTok, and plenty, and the rest can go on Discord.
Yeah, I'm going back to Discord.
That's fine.
So I
Or
don't
you
know
can
what
stay
the
here and
song
sing.
is. Where's the song that we sing?
It's Son of Orion.
Put the words up?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she puts them up.
Yeah, I put them up.
Okay.
Let's see. I need to share my screen.
Oh,
Here
it's
in
saying it's not
Discord.
letting me talk. It's saying my microphone is disabled.
There we go. Shouldn't be. Well, you probably might have to set it up. Set up the sound.
Oh, where'd it go?
There you go.
Am I on now? Now where am I? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Putting it up.
All right, I'm going to Discord.
Trey, you want to come up and sing?
Yeah, I can go over to Discord now, I think. Where'd I? Okay. Never done this.
You just have to unmute the mic over here.
There we go. Now Trey can come sing with us. Yeah, Trey, if you sing, come on over to Star Maker and make an account, free account. Come sing with me over there.
What is Star Maker? I keep
It's a
hearing you,
it's a singing app.
You better. You. It's amazing.
It's a singing app. You sing and make friends and
go into like Google or something, or my Play Store.
Play Store.
Play Store.
Yeah, it's free. Yep.
I'm in there.
And you add me, Opal Star 33, same as you. Yep. Amy Lynn's over there.
I'll be texting you if I can't figure it out, Opal.
Okay. You can figure it out. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to figure out.
Need to get in there, Opal.
Opal loves it. I told her all
I love
about
it.
She loves it.
Yep.
She's in there more than me now.
Oh yeah, I'm in there all the time. I joined a really awesome group, Earth Angel Amy Lynn. They're named Purple Rain. They're fantastic. They're busy and loving, and they're angels, and yeah, they shine and glow, and they're amazing.
I'm gonna look them up.
Yep. Well, you're more than welcome to come join me there. Write the words down.
Actually sitting on a wall waiting to sing.
This song's always in my head, like always.
Okay, I guess I can go over to. I'm gonna go over to
first time I ever heard it, as it was singing, my whole throat was
We remember it. It's like we remember.
Yes.
I
And then
remember
it
it.
chants my name.
Yes, it does. Trey T. La.
Trey T. La.
Yeah. I know. I know. 1 minute. And I will start the video. And we're all going to sing.
Enhances power, you're muted. Flower Power, Pepsi, you're all muted. Lynette over on Discord. Can't get the right to the bottom.
All right, guys, here we go. Son of Orion. Ipatuma, Omega, Ipatuma, Maedeta, Ekuna, Omega, Ipatuma, Tretila, Idurna, Tretila, Idurna, Durna, Ekenta, Ekuna, Omega, Ipatuma, Omega, Ipatuma, Omega, Ipatuma, Patuma, Edeta, Ekuna, Omega, Ipatuma, Tretila, Iduna, Tretila, Iduna, Duma, Ekenta, Ekuna, Omega, Ipatuma, Omega, Ipatuma, Omega, Ipatuma, Patuma, Edeta, Ekuna, Omega, Ipatuma, Tretila, Iduna, Tretila, Iduna, Duna, Ekenta, Ekuna, Omega, Ipatuma. Woo!
You know what? I need to write them down. So you need to make a post.
So you need to make a post of these. I got it. Sorry. You need to make. Sorry, I had it on both. I'm not used to having this one up.
That's funny.
Maybe write it down or something so that way you can read it. Because I can't see the words. Like I have my glasses on. I have my. And I can't see the words. So.
Yes. So Lynette, there is you can find the video, the same thing in the gate channel. It's right above this voice channel. You'll see the gate and it has a number sign beside it. If you go in that, it also has what this song is and, you know, all the positive things it does for us and the planet. But yeah, the Son of Orion, it's right there in the gate channel. And it's on YouTube. I just got it off of YouTube.
Yeah, the video's there, and the video is where the music,
the words. Yeah, the words. It's two verses, but the verses are the same, right? It's Omeda Ipatuma, Omeda Ipatuma, and then Tretila Idurumna. See, there's two different verses. That's it. The whole song is two verses. Yep.
Great job, Bob.
Yes, awesome job, everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, we're getting better.
We are getting better. We are getting better.
Harmony, that's gonna be woo.
Yes.
Chill bumps.
We get our harmonies down. Once we get our harmonies down. All right,
My
guys.
problem is I never hear the song. I just hear us sing, and I don't know where the song. Like I'm not streaming the song because if I do that, then everybody else tunes out on my system. So I don't even.
I got it up as loud as I can get it here. So yeah.
Oh, it's playing of yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought it was just I had to hit the stream to hear the song.
No, I play it.
Watch. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I play the whole video. If you hit live right beside my name, you can see my screen. And sing along with it. Yeah.
See, you did that, the screen right there, but it didn't show any words on the Discord. I saw the words on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
I didn't see the word, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Either way, I will find it. I will learn it for next time.
But I wrote them out.
Yeah, we're just going to get better and better at it, right? Just beginning doing it. So, but as you sing it more, you're going to notice that it's in your head. It's like always running through your system, this song, these vibrancies, these frequencies.
Song in
yes.
my head. I was like,
yes.
whoa.
Yes. That's what it does for you. Mm-hmm. It's one of those songs that always is running through your channel. It's amazing.
With us, Ashley, song, your beautiful voice, codes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
That really was.
It
I
was.
love that you
It was
mentioned
gorgeous.
elevation and worship. It really brought up a great memory that I got to share with you guys. So that was great. I love it.
It's like I want to like give people like remembrance, like you all are loved and appreciated and honored. Like, hello.
Absolutely. Well, all right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. I love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste. Love you.
Love you.
Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hugs and hugs.